What's up, guys? It's Flash. Back with some more charts, another video. It's Friday, May 16th, about 5:10 p.m. Eastern. I want to get a quick video out to you guys before we break for the weekend. So I've been doing some work, and I first want to just reference this YouTube video, Entering the Banana Zone, What's Next for Crypto, Real Vision at Sui Basecamp 2025. 33 minutes long. I highly suggest that you guys watch it. I'll actually link it as well in the video description. But Raoul Pal, if you're not aware with him, he's with Real Vision. He's been in the crypto space for a long time, but he kind of puts it all together in this video. Just going through some of the charts he's seeing in terms of like liquidity and government debt as a percentage of GDP. Like, I won't go through the whole thing. I'll just try to get some high level slides. He's really the one that kind of brought the liquidity and how the global M2 kind of leads Bitcoin. So he goes through a whole presentation and he just nails this thing, right? And it's really all about, the government having to roll the debt, every 5 years, so to speak. And so I think that's what's kind of playing into, obviously, the power law and liquidity conditions, and ultimately the price of Bitcoin. So, I'll let you guys watch it, but he talks about, obviously we have our global M2. So let me just pull this up here. We'll put our rainbow wave on. And, I like to follow like Colin Talks Crypto with the global M2, right? And so how this generally leads the price of Bitcoin. You have this is just a 92 correlation or 92-day offset for global M2. You have your correlation boxes here. How correlated actually is it to the price of Bitcoin in the last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, what have you? And so he also mentions, I was watching a couple other of Raoul Pal's videos. He talks about how the price of gold actually sniffs out these liquidity conditions in real time. Right? So instead of there being a lag per se, gold actually can sniff this out and reprices it, again, as close to real time as possible. So let's just pull up the price of gold real quick. So gold's pretty much gone parabolic. Gold has entered that banana zone, so to speak, because it's sensing the real time, liquidity that's entering. So I think that's just super interesting. So what I did was, we'll go back to the BTC chart. What I did was, with that overlay, that Colin Talks Crypto, I created my own and just kind of edited it and said, let's do this with the price of gold. And so for gold, I'm using XAU USD. So I found this offset, 92-day offset. So it's about 3 months that gold is leading the price of Bitcoin, and also those liquidity conditions, right? There's an 80 to 90-day offset with global M2. Let's apply the same thing with gold. And so when you look at 30 days or 60 days with a 92-day offset for the price of gold, you get a 92.6% correlation the last 30 days, 92.2% correlation for the last 60 days. And so just to add on to that further, if we kind of really zoom in here, this starts to kind of really get interesting once you zoom in. So again, the 180-day correlation, that's 18.2%. I'm not sure what happened there, but it wasn't correlated at that time. So I think that's kind of this period right in here. But now when you start to get into like July 2024, gold is leading the price of Bitcoin by just about 90 days. It's not perfect. Again, this is a general guideline, a general trend. But now when you kind of put the two on the same chart, now you kind of get really, really interesting. So I just got to line this up. Give me 1 second here. Drag this down a little bit. Enhance that a little bit. Drag this down a little bit. We'll enhance this a little bit too. So you start to kind of see like there could potentially be a pathway here for Bitcoin as we enter the summer. And this is going just through the end of July. So that's where the data stops. That's where the current M2 and the current gold price today, that's where they are today. So this is offset by about 90 days. What I also did was I made them kind of a moving average. I've done that previously. And so now we kind of have a general moving average trend here. And again, I just got to line these up. I want to be a little bit conservative. Like, I don't want to be total moon boy here, but I mean, this is the pathway here for Bitcoin, I think. And so, liquidity conditions plus gold in real time, we can kind of formulate a potential path for Bitcoin. And now we can look at like the proxies like MSTR, Bitcoin treasury companies. You go further out the risk curve outside of Bitcoin into maybe, for example, an MSTR or an altcoin. So you hear Raoul Pal talk about like Ethereum or Sui or Solana. Like those are all, it's all driven by liquidity. They're just further out on the risk curve, right? So ultimately, I think you can just play this however you want. This is not financial advice. This is just some things I'm putting together based on what other people have put together. But I just think it's super interesting. So I wanted to leave this with you guys today. Heading into the weekend, drop me a like if you guys found this helpful, and we'll see you in a video next week. Take care.